What's up guys, this is Eden or FoTK and we're going to start a new series, so lots of new series recently, but this one's going to be learning Nuke. And if you don't know what Nuke is, it's a compositing tool, so if you're a big user of After Effects, this is an equivalent. It's slightly different the way it's used and you know the way you edit stuff in it, but hopefully we'll get there in the end. So this is the interface. I'm currently using Nuke X. Now you can get a free version. It's a non-commercial version, so obviously you can't use it for any sort of paid jobs and that, but to learn, good, you know, that's very useful. That's the one I'm using now, and Nuke X is basically like the better version rather than X. Sorry, better version rather than just Nuke, because you've got Nuke and then Nuke X. So yeah, there we go. Now we're just going to sort of run through and going to show you sort of how you use it. So as of the interface, when you start it up, you get this. So obviously we can see we've got a timeline down here. Goodbye. And then this is our little output. So we can see here 2K Super, so that's obviously something to do with resolution. Properties, so I'm guessing you know this will be all your effects management, just like it usually would in anywhere else. And then these are sort of your effects tabs. So the first thing you want to do is, you're going to have to get used to this, but if you want to import a footage or a piece of footage, you can either go to this button here and then read, or just right click here, image, read. Read is basically import. So you go home, and this is something you need to get used to as well. Very, very different. So you click home, you click on the desktop once, and then we find my footage called cut footage. There we go. And then open. So we've got it in here, and you can click and move it around. Now, the difference between After Effects and Nuke is this is all node based, and a node is basically this, and you can pick whip, you know, it's like basically a flowchart rather than After Effects it being layers. So yeah, the first thing, as you just saw me do there, you've got your footage but you can't see it. So I was like, oh no, what do I do? The first thing is you grab your viewer and you get this little thing here, click and drag and just pop it over and let go. And that basically, whatever our viewer is plugged into will be shown here. So something to get used to, the way the flowchart works and how things, you know, are sort of bound together. But practice makes perfect, as they say. So viewers in our footage now, so we can see, and we can scroll through. Click space to full screen it and hit the play button. So it's very obviously laggy. It's not real time at the minute because it's sort of rendering through. But I'm sure if I go back here now, it'll be smooth. Well, it's a lot smoother than what it was. There you go. So hit space again, come out full screen. So yeah, that's the basics to it. So if you just click off and then hit the hotkey S, you come up with the project settings. So this is where you can put file format. So this has got 2K. We don't want 2K. We want this at 1080p. So HD 1080, and the reason that is because the footage was shot in 1080, as you can see here. And then frame per second, that was 25, so we can do that, and the rest can stay the same, so that's fine. And you can click this to come out of it, and then say I want to add some effects onto this. If I come back to sort of a relatively good, nice clean shot like that one, that's nice and focused. So say I want to do some, I don't know, some color corrections or whatnot, you can come up here to the color tab, click on it once, and then you get all these different objects. So the main one that's used is grade. So if you pop a grade in, and you can't just put it anywhere. I mean, obviously you can do that onto there, but the thing is the viewer's only looking at the footage and the arrows go into the grade. So let's say we make an adjustment to our grade. We can't see any adjustment, so we need to plug our viewer. Just click and drag. Oops. Click and, oh god. Click and drag to unhinge, and then click and drag onto the grade. So now, as you can see here, if we just pop those back to 0 and 1, now we can see our effects starting to take place, and this is the sort of formation that Nuke has. So right now you can insert some more contrasty areas, you know, like brighten it up slightly. What else can we do? I mean, you can just get like pick whip here and go into the colour wheel and then start making it a bit more orangey, or if you want a nice little dark horror-y type bluish, maybe the black needs to come up a bit more, and just have a bit more of a play around with it. You could do day to night stuff. So that's basically what it is. And then if I just go through some hotkeys and stuff like that, hopefully that will sort of get you in the right direction. So if you want to sort of look what it's like with and without, if you click on the node that you want to disable and then click D, so simple ones, D for disabled, you come up with a cross so it turns the effect off. So whereas in After Effects you'll click the little eye, this is basically the equivalent. So you just hit D and then you can see the difference. And you can scrub through and see all that kind of stuff. If you don't want it, just hit delete. Now the easiest way to get the flowchart going is if you click on the footage, right click and then go to colour and then go to exposure, it puts it already in the flowchart for you in the correct order. So bear that one in mind, and then you can sort of add, oops. You can change your settings and whatnot. Lights, I don't know. Yeah, just so hopefully that's all good. What else can we run through? Right, the other things are more like motion tracking stuff and that. So that's not really going to be much help in this tutorial, as it's a little bit more advanced than a beginner's tutorial. So if I just cover stuff like merging stuff, say if I want, I don't know, let's go to image read, and I go to home, documents, forward in, which one is it? Finished work. There we go, just import a picture. So there we go. You can't just pick the viewer. Oops, that was right. I can't just put that in there and that's like, oh, they're linked so I can be able to see it. No, it's all based on nodes, as I mentioned earlier. So if you click on this area down here and click tab, you can search for something. And the one we're going to need now is merge. A merge node. And what that's going to do is, if we just disembark this viewer, we can put A onto this one and then B onto that one and put the viewer into the merge. So there we go. Now as you can see, that's not gone so well, has it? Let's try it the other way around, because one's really big and one's not. I don't even think that A and B makes a difference really. Oh, it does. Yeah, so now we've got the background and then our pictures there. So then we can go on to another node and go transform and plug that into there. No, sorry, I think I might have done that wrong. I think the transform's got to go in between here. There we go. So now if I click transform, I can click and move this around. There we go. So yeah, it's a bit different to After Effects where you just click on it and drag it. You're going to need a transform node and all that kind of stuff. Something to get used to, but the workflow is said to be easier. So like I said, it's just one of those things you just got to get used to. And there you go. So the merge tool is your layers basically. And then add transform. It's just knowing what to do really. So if you want something like a, I don't know, camera tracker, you got your tracker there. So we'll do that in another tutorial, but I was trying to think what other things you could use. I mean, you got obviously all your stuff here. Look, color bars and all stuff. It can all be searched down here. So have a little play around with that. Just get yourself familiar with the settings, the way you move around Nuke, and in the next tutorials we'll cover stuff like motion tracking a scene. I'll go through using Keylight and using green screens, and a nice easy way of getting your green screens really accurate by looking at the screen mats and that, and I'll explain all that then. So please like and comment, and I'll see you next tutorial. Peace.